We're back. What up? And welcome to season 4 of Gritty Knows Best, baby. That's right. Joining me on this special night, starting off with this guy. He is the host of the No Name Yet podcast. Some people call him Pasty. Some people call him Big Rich, Lumberjack Rich. You could just call him Pastor Richard Moran Jr.
Good evening. It's good to be here.
Thanks for coming by. I think this is the most you've been on the show in like a year. I don't think you were on like any episode of season 3.
I think once.
I think once. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
But we were on Pasty's quiz time, which we're going to talk about in just a second. Mm-hmm. Because we got to introduce this guy. Oh, everybody look out your windows because the crows, they're back. They're back on the earth. They're descending on mailboxes and cars and roofs because this guy is in the building. Some people call him Attempted Murder Mo. Some people call him Chromo, the little Momo that could, but you could just call him Mo. Wow. It's been so long. And you know who the fuck I am. H Slim, Gurfy, Griffy, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for season 4, bitch, because we're here. It's going to be great. Yeah. I'm so excited. Listen, if you notice, somebody here is missing, and that will be Justin, because he texted us, so he texted me, maybe, I don't know, about a week ago and said he needed to take some more time from the show. So, you know, we're obviously going to respect that. We haven't really spoken to him since then. That was the only thing I've heard from him. So I hope he's all good, and we can't wait to see him back. Not even just back on the show, because we haven't even seen him in general.
Yeah.
I just want to see him back. So,
amen.
Well wishes to Justin. We love you. We need to see your face. But also, I'm gonna give him about a month and a half before we start auditioning more Progerians. I think after about a month and a half, we need another Progerian on the show. There's probably only about 3 people that are gonna audition, and so that's gonna be the thing. So
maybe we can get a female to take his spot.
A female Progerian?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a reality show, finding the next sim.
Finding the next sim.
Hopefully we don't have to do that. Get your ass back here, Justin. Let's go.
For real.
Let's go. Listen, we missed you, but you probably didn't miss us. Why? Because we put up a bunch of content over the break, so you've been seeing us. So if you haven't seen any of that, make sure you go to the YouTube channel and check out all the stuff that we put up for the last 6 weeks. We played Left 4 Dead. We did a couple taste tests. And of course, we did Pasty's quiz time for the first time on this show. And that had to be everybody's favorite. I mean, wow. What an upset. Mo, you came out victorious, huh? I mean, both of you were in stupid negative, but but how was that for you?
I mean, it was just fantastic. I knew it was going to be in a negative, but I thought Justin would just wipe me out, but no.
Justin, you played Stephanie.
Oh, it was Stephanie. Oh yeah, it was Stephanie.
This guy don't even remember who he played. You were so high that day. It was so apparent to everyone. Like everybody knew you were smacked, right, Paz? That's the first thing you said when you got off the air.
Yes.
I was gone. I was stoner mode for that.
Was that when he was eating the French fries?
Yeah, he has mouthful of French fries answering questions, and like you could tell you didn't know what was going on because he was asking to steal answers like halfway through the game. We're like, you can't steal. Oh, can I steal it? We were like, no. When did we didn't say you could steal answers? Like it's been like 20 minutes already. You should know the rules by now. It was a great show though.
Smashing.
Doing a terrible job as your pastor.
Well, you know what?
Nobody knew. Well, I mean, we knew later.
No one knew until the end. So, we're on a Gritty Knows special. So, I was smacked. I was enjoying myself. I had a nice Whopper or whatever I had and some fries. Those fries are not good enough. You feel me? Like, they're just not, they say large, but they're not really large.
You talking about Burger King fries?
Yeah,
I love Burger King fries. I love those.
I love them, but they don't give me enough. You know.
Do you get those unsalted as well? That's your thing.
No, I don't actually get them unsalted. Because
Why
they
do
don't
you?
put a lot of salt on them.
Oh, okay. What are you gonna say, Pastor?
Well, I don't know how Mo could complain about him at all. He was making love to those fries.
Yo, those fries are great.
One by one.
Yeah,
one by one, he was shoving them in his mouth 3 by 3. What do you mean 1 by 1?
Yeah,
My man was shoveling them in.
When I make love to something, I need it to last a long time.
Okay.
That didn't last a long time. It was
You were
whatever.
wolfing them down, bro. So I don't even know why I'm going to ask, but I'm not even going to ask you any more questions about the game show because obviously you don't remember it. Pastor, how do you feel about Patsy's Quiz Time? It's your show.
It was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. And, it was with great anticipation that I thought that we were going to experience some really tough competition and the scholars that were present. I don't know, man.
The intellectuals, as Mo would say.
Andre was a real tough cookie to battle against.
This man said Dre. Get the hell out of here. Dre wasn't even there. Dre was asleep. He wasn't even in the room.
Yeah. I mean, Stephanie. That's who I was.
We all thought Stephanie was gonna wipe the floor with you, so we got to give you that. You won.
I won.
My girl said your body's consisting of 75% dust. Like everybody knows it's 75% water or more.
She's crazy.
That wasn't, and I love that.
That was the best answer.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite part. If you guys
sure
didn't see,
too?
let's not. No, she definitely wasn't smoking, but it sounded like it. It sounded like it. So if you haven't seen Past Quiz Time, we're not gonna ruin any more of it. Make sure you go check it out. It just came out. Pastor could not wait for that. Every week he would call me. Every week. Yo, what time? When's Pasty's Quiz Time coming out? I'm like, bro, I just told you like 2 days ago on this and this date. Then I had to announce it on his show to make sure everybody knew when it was coming out because it was highly anticipated. It did not disappoint. It did not disappoint at all. One of my favorite things to film. It was great.
Let's get Jasmine to do a quiz one day.
You wanna? Well, I think we have to. I think it has to be me and you, and then Justin and Stephanie. I think that's how because we all did the game shows already, so now we have to do like winners and losers. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll.
Maybe we add some more people that never played. You know,
well, maybe we will.
Sure.
Maybe we will.
Yeah. We have plenty of people.
So we're back after 6 weeks.
If you don't mind,
yeah.
On the No Name Yet podcast, we did Bible trivia for pastors.
That was fun.
If anyone wants to check that out.
Oh, I'm checking that out.
And there's people now in my annual conference that want to do that on a regular basis between churches.
Wow. I mean, starting a trend, starting a show.
Okay, Pastor, let's go. I see you out here.
I'm going to be there every week with the buns on my head.
Yeah. Make sure you have the buns.
Oh, they love that. I came in with the buns on my head, and one of the pastors was going crazy. She just could not stop laughing. She was crying and laughing when I came on with the buns.
Baby, could I get some ice cream?
Oh Lord, ice cream now?
Yeah,
can you wait an hour?
I can't wait for ice cream.
You can wait an hour.
I bet I'll wait.
This motherfucker, the first day back, he's gonna break the only rule we have. Like the one rule we have, don't eat on the show. You can wait an hour.
I bet.
The ice cream truck's not coming down the street, right? If that's the case, then go get one. But
I mean,
because we know how Mo loves the ice cream so much. I remember one time we were all on the couch sitting around. It was like 12 o'clock. My man ran out of the house without his shoes to catch the ice cream man. Yo. We were looking for him all over the neighborhood. He was just running down the streets trying to find the ice cream man. We were looking for 15 minutes. By the time we were circling back, he met us up with his ice cream shoeless, licking a damn cone.
Yo, it was two cones.
My man disappeared into the night.
It was one cone with the 2 cups in it. Whipped cream, vanilla ice cream with rainbow sprinkles on. That was my shit.
He was like, it was like when you see a dog like hear a horn or something, you see them perk up. He was like, you just hear, and it was like in the distance too. Just, Mo was like, ice cream, and he just went pew right out, no shoes, nothing. We were like, Mo. We thought the ice cream man kidnapped his ass. Next thing you know, like 15 minutes later, like, y'all got my ice cream, yo. I was like, oh my God, put some damn shoes on.
Nah, you didn't need shoes. You had a nice neighborhood. That's why I love Brady's old neighborhood because
that's the old neighborhood. You don't want to walk around shoeless in my new neighborhood.
Nah,
two different hoods.
The one over there was the Italians kept that nice and clean. So the pavement you can run on.
You're gonna step in piss. You're gonna step in all kind of stuff in this neighborhood. Forget it. By the way, Mo, did you I tell you who I ran into in the elevator the other day?
Who you ran into?
You ever seen this guy? There was a guy. I was coming into the elevator. I was in the elevator already, and next thing I know, the elevator door opens and freaking Jigsaw is standing outside the elevator when the door opens. A dude in a Jigsaw mask, and I was like, okay, do I start punching now or like what? Like what am I gonna do? Like I don't know what this is about. What's about to go down? So like I refrained from punching this dude in his face to see what he does. Stupidly. I was like, let's see how this turns out. But this is probably gonna get very ugly. Oh, there you go. Pastor's putting up a picture right there. Me and Jigsaw. So obviously you could tell if I took a picture with the guy, things ended well. He didn't come in. I thought he was going to come in with a freaking gun or with a knife. I mean, I had my knife on me, so I was like, whatever, let's see what happens. But he ended up being a nice guy, and we took a picture, and he went to Stewart's like that. He just was buying whatever, dressed as damn Jigsaw. It was creepy, though. It was scary. Like, somebody, like, you can't be walking in the elevator with a mask on like that. You could be like a woman or some kids or just somebody that's, ready to knock you out. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't condemn anybody from, like, hitting somebody if they come in the elevator with a mask on. You know what I mean?
No, me neither.
I was just like, whoa, let's see how this turns out. This is about to get crazy.
He loves Halloween like you love Halloween.
That's what I guess, but it ended up being a nice little selfie there.
When I used to work for the bank, I used to work for a community bank, and this guy walked in with his devil mask on.
Oh, at a freaking bank.
And
best place.
He went over to one of the officers, and I recognized who he was because he lifted up the mask for a second, and then he was talking to one of the officers, and we all were in high school together. Like they were like a couple years ahead of me in high school, and so then the customer puts that devil mask back down and walks up to one of the tellers down the line and says, "Give me all your money." This is a stick up. As a joke, right?
Oh, a joke.
As a joke, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like this guy is like the nicest guy that you'd ever want to meet. Like immediately he realized that it was
such a bad idea.
Completely a bad idea because the teller was mortified.
No.
you
And
can't
the
play with
officer
them like
came
that.
running over, right? And the guy who did it was like, I took off the mask and his face was like beet red.
Oh,
and I remember that beet red face from high school when he was embarrassed. He was like, "Oh my God, what did I do? What did I?"
They let him out?
Huh?
Did they let him out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody knew who he was.
Yeah, the cop already knew who he was.
No, there was no cop involved.
Oh, it was security.
Security guard?
Security.
Yeah, these are the security guard.
No.
He said officer.
Oh, yeah. Officer.
No, bank officer. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Okay. That's what I was thought you was meant.
Yeah.
That's wild. My man,
that's great.
Not a good place at all. Maybe try that at a gas station or something. I don't know about a bank. That's wild. So that's my building. That's my elevator. Nothing too crazy, I guess. That's just, par for the course in this building. Nobody was looking nobody in the store was looking any kind of way. Everybody was just like, whatever, going about their business. That's my neighborhood, baby. So we're back after 6 weeks. Everybody here had a break except Pastor. Pastor's about to go on break, which we'll talk about in a second. And we'll get to Mo in a second, but I had a pretty good break. There were some ups, there were some downs. It was actually a wild break, but more good than bad. I'm very refreshed. I'm ready to come back to the mic. I was just telling Mo that like a week ago. I was like, I'm ready to start talking now. I'm ready to start talking my ass off. I went to see my family in North Carolina, which I haven't seen my family in a year. And then before that, I hadn't seen my family in like 4 years. So it's been a while. And I've never been to North Carolina before, except one time for a wrestling tournament, but we really didn't do anything, so I could have been in Alaska. It didn't matter. We were just inside all day. It didn't matter where we were. I didn't know.
I feel like every time we went on a tournament anywhere, I never count the state just because
we didn't go anywhere. We went to the store maybe, and it was like any other freaking store. So that was a lot of fun, except for the fact that I had to fly, and first of all, I'm afraid of flying, but I also hate flying. So both of them. I'm afraid of flying. I hate flying. I don't like being in the air. I don't like being in the water. I like being on land. I like being on the concrete, grass. I don't like, no motion, none of that shit. So I hate flying. And one of the best things, this really got me. So I'm in a bad mood every time I'm going to fly. Like what?
What company do you fly with?
American. They were great.
Okay.
Free soda. It was good.
I love JetBlue. That's why.
Yeah. JetBlue is probably the better one because you got the TVs. But these days you don't really need. You got your phone, so it's not like you need a TV. So I'm in a bad mood every time I'm gonna fly. If you've flown with me, I probably didn't show it. Did you know I was in a bad mood, Pastor?
I knew you were a little anxious, but
no, I was in a horrible mood. So then we're listening to comedians to lighten the mood, right? So we're listening to this guy, and I play Norm Macdonald, my favorite, right? I don't even know what's about to happen. I just play a random video, right? Mm-hmm. First thing out of Norm Macdonald's mouth, we're about 10 minutes away from the airport. The video starts, he goes, so an airplane falls into the water in the Pacific Ocean. I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Just when I'm forgetting about this, just when I forget about the fact that I'm going to be 40,000 feet in the air. Thanks a lot, Norm. And it was like 2 jokes in a row, too. Yeah, and then the seats are flotation devices, and, you can drown, and planes are dangerous.
I couldn't believe that when he ended one joke and went into the next.
The next plane joke.
That's great. I believe I know which one you're talking about too. That's hilarious.
It was funny, but I was like, damn, out of all the times for this joke to play right now. Thanks a lot.
That's the best thing about comedy.
Yeah, so once I got in the air though, I was fine for both flights. I was cool, whatever. Little turbulence, everything was fine. I'm a bitch about flying. I fucking hate it. No matter how many times I fly, I hate it every time. I'm always in a horrible mood. But I'm visually impaired, so you get the entrance. You ever done that, Mo? Where you get in first?
Yes, all the time.
That's good. I like that. You get in first, you get to sit down, you get the special treatment. That was cool.
And Syracuse Airport are really good about just getting you in and out. They're really good.
Albany was great. That was a great airport. Let me tell you, Charlotte sucked. You talking about Southern hospitality? It wasn't nowhere over there. I didn't see none. Everybody, it was the exact opposite of Albany. It was like nobody gave a shit about nothing. I mean, the girl that took me to the gate was all right. She was 19 or 20. She was ready to fucking get off. She wasn't bad, but she wasn't exceptional. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. She wasn't anything crazy, but there was definitely some rude employees in that airport. I'll tell you that. I remember I told the guy I need to get guided to the gate. This guy pointed to where I was supposed to go.
No fucking way.
Yeah, swear.
Yeah.
I say, oh yeah, I'm here. I gave him my ticket. I'm supposed to get guided to my gate. He goes, oh, over there.
You know what? I understand why I never had that problem because I always take my cane.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that. But I was like, bro, are you gonna point? Are you insane?
That's ridiculous.
So we got some money back for that, and they gonna check the security cameras. We called up and they said, oh really? We're gonna check the cameras. We're gonna find out exactly who that was. So let's see what happens to that guy. But the trip was really good though. The biggest highlight was spending the day with my dad. I spent a week there, right? How long did I spend?
Yeah, it was a whole week.
I spent a whole week there. It went by really fast. I went by way faster than I thought. I saw all my aunts. I saw all my cousins. That was great. Got to hang out with my mom and my aunts. But the best day and the highlight of my trip was spending the day with my dad. I haven't really spent a day with my dad in years and years and years. But this was the first time that I can tell you that me and my dad really, this was a really big bonding experience for me and my dad. We've bonded before, but it would be things he would do something that I wanted to do, and then I would do something that he wanted to do. He would take me somewhere, and he would have kind of a good time doing that, and then I would go fishing with him, but I really didn't like fishing, so I would be like, okay, I'm kind of having a good time. But this is that day was the first time that we both were like, okay, we want to both be doing this thing. So we started the day off by shooting guns, which I had never shot before. I had never shot before, so my dad brought his AR and his 2 pistols, and I did way better than I thought I was gonna do. My target was he was pretty dead. And I was very happy about that because I felt like that was like the first time, maybe the second time in my life that I made my dad like actually proud. So I was really excited about that. Because I mean, like, I was shooting, the fact that he gave me a gun in my hand was already enough, because I remember, like, growing up, I'm not saying anything bad about my dad at all, but having a visually impaired kid has to be like a shock, like, you don't know how to handle that. I wouldn't know how to handle that. So I felt like when I was growing up, they would kind of like try and limit me from things, and they would maybe like doubt my capabilities in some aspects. So I never really imagined me and my dad shooting a gun together just off, past experiences or whatever. But as I got older, I kind of realized my dad trusted me more than I thought when I thought back on other experiences. So I guess, gave me that trust. But it was really cool to have that father and son experience with the gun. He's showing me how to use it. We're both involved in the activity. And then when I'm shooting, and he's like, shoot him in the head, Tom. Bang, good job. Like, I was like, done. I could have died right there. Hearing my dad tell me good job, I could have just collapsed right there.
That's
I almost
beautiful.
cried.
That's fucking beautiful. That's how
it was awesome. I mean, I'll never fucking forget that. Like, that's one of the best memories in my life right there. Just shoot him in the head, Tom. Bang, good job. And then the fact that we were like, I think I was telling Mo this. I think I did good at shooting because it was like one of the only activities that I can actually focus on. Because I usually don't focus on anything unless I'm editing, and that's about it. Maybe editing and talking on the microphone. But other than that, I really don't focus on things. But I've always loved guns since I was a kid. And I guess the danger aspect of shooting a gun is enough where you want to pay attention because you don't want to mess that up. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to end up messing something up and hurting somebody or hurting yourself. But that was one of the things that where I could tell you I was super focused on shooting that gun. I wasn't thinking about nothing else. It was only me and the freaking gun. So I think that's why I did so well at that.
At least you ain't turn out like that little girl that shot her father.
Oh my God.
When they went at the shooting range.
My dad told me that a lot of people just go in there to commit suicide.
What?
They just go in the gun ranges.
In the gun ranges?
Yeah, they'll go in and bang.
I never knew that.
Uh-huh. I don't know if it was at the one he was at. I think two people killed themselves either at that one or the other one in the area.
Really?
Yeah, people go in, rent the gun. Hey,
how come that never hits the news?
I've never
that's
heard
a good
of
question.
like that.
Maybe that's a good question. I mean, I've seen people shoot other people at the ranges on the news, right? I've seen that, but I've never seen. Yeah, I mean, I've never. Maybe we just haven't. Maybe we just don't remember. I mean, if it happens a lot, they're not going to report every one. Probably. Who knows?
Nah, I've never heard of suicide at a shooting range. And
he told me it happens.
Wow, that's crazy.
He told me it happens.
I actually never heard people shooting people at the range.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
I've only heard of the accidental ones, like the little girl that shot her father.
Oh my God! How old was the girl?
Huh? How old was she?
Yeah, like 13 probably.
She was like younger. She was only like 10 or something.
Why are you taking that girl to the damn gun range?
He gave her like a shot. He gave her a shotgun.
Oh my God!
And she couldn't handle it.
I'm kind of in the mood for an accident. Do you want to go to the range, Mo?
Not when you start with that. I'm skipping that day. I'm only
Just
going
stand
my
right
dad.
in front of me.
Was that a cry for help? We need to have a cry for help number 2.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, we're gonna have to talk after this. So that was a lot of fun. And like I said, I've always wanted to shoot guns, but being in the city, it's like, well, the only time you're gonna shoot guns is if you shoot it illegally. So like, you're gonna go into the park and there's no real gun ranges and shit. So and then I got to shoot the AR-15. That was great. Just the kickback on that and just the power that has and smelling the fucking gun smoke. It was epic, man. It was epic. So me and my dad really bonded on that. It was an awesome time. And then check something off my bucket list right after that. We went to Hooters, baby. And I was surprised my dad wanted to go to Hooters because I just thought like he doesn't really like food like that. Like I don't want to call it cheap food, but like bar food. I don't think he really likes food like that. And he has kind of a weak stomach like me. Like things bother us a lot. So I was shocked that he wanted to go. But he said he always wanted to go to Hooters, so we ended up going, and we had a great time. We had a great waitress. She was hot. The bartender and the manager, I think she was both. She was hot. Great service.
Did they actually change the outfits like they said they were like a few years ago, or like they got the same type of thing?
I don't remember what she had she had the orange leggings and then the shirt. I don't know if it's any different. I don't know if they changed it. She didn't. Yeah. She wasn't in anything. She wasn't like anything I could definitely recognize as something different. I don't think. I think it was the regular Hooters.
Apparently, like a few years ago, they had like women. People were complaining about like the big titties and da 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 da.
That's what Hooters is about.
Yeah, well, apparently even the workers was having a problem with their uniform. So I just
don't work there. What the hell? Nobody gave you an assignment to work there.
No one did.
Nobody handed you the piece of paper and said you're going to work at Hooters today. You could have worked at Red Robin. You could have worked at Applebee's. You could have worked at my new favorite place, Texas Roadhouse. That's the best restaurant ever.
Really?
Oh, it's so good. You gotta go. You gotta go. You don't like it?
No, I love it.
Oh, I'm about to kick you out of here.
I just wish I can go more.
That place was. I mean, even the bread was great. I took some bread. Pastor was like, "You want to take some bread home?" I was like, maybe. He's like, "Yeah, take some bread home." I ate that bread I was like, "What? Shit was great."
They're like sweet rolls,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, it was like sweet rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So the staff was nice. The only thing I can tell you is it was dead as a doornail in there. And the waitress was telling us it's usually like that. Like when we walked in, you saw a tumbleweed come by. She was the waitress was sitting in the chair. I think there was
at Hooters.
Yeah, there was like maybe one guy at the bar, and he left when we got in there. And she was like, "Yep, pretty much dead. It's pretty much dead every day. They stole our sign out there. They can't even know. They don't even know we're here." She was like, "Yeah,
they stole their sign.
They stole the Hooters sign, not the one on top, but like I guess there's one that's like, oh, Hooters is this way." She said they keep stealing it so that the company won't give them another one, like the ATM in my building. So I can relate to that. I know what that's about. The company won't give you another one.
Wait, the ATM in your building is messed up now?
Yeah, I think I talked about this on the show. Like, yeah, it's gone. Not even messed up. They stole it once on when I came back from my first trip, and then I think when I came back from my second trip. They were trying to break into it, and they broke it. So the ATM machine said, "We're not going to give your building any more ATMs." Can't have nothing around here. Yeah, can't have nothing around. I'm not shocked about that. I was like, imagine we had a gym in here. That'd be crazy. Everything, all the equipment would be gone. That would be insane. So so the verdict on the Hooters food was it was pretty good. It wasn't like exceptional. It was what you could imagine. It was good. It was decent. I got boneless wings. We got sliders. Oh, okay. But the fried pickles, the best. Better than Texas Roadhouse. And apparently that's Selena Gomez's favorite is fried pickles from Hooters. So got something in common now. Another thing in common. It was good.
Hey, girl.
It was good. Yeah. It was dead in there. I got my Hooters shirt. Got my T-shirt right now. I got a cup too. That's over there.
Oh, you got the merchandise from the
I'm not gonna walk in there and not get merchandise, of course. But I was gonna say that I especially want to go now. I don't know if I said this on the bucket list show, but I've been hearing that a lot of Hooters are like a good amount of them are kind of low attendance.
Yeah.
So I've heard of that maybe 3 times. Well, I've heard about it twice, and then I saw with my own eyes for the 3rd time. So I was like, let me go in case this place is going out of business or whatever. I don't want to regret that. So
the same.
It was good. I want to go to all the Hooters. Go all the Hooters around the world. Take a road trip to every Hooters. It'll be great.
Yeah, I want to see the Asian Hooters. I want to see the Spanish Hooters.
Every Hooters. Let's go. I don't care. I
want to see all the Hooters.
Just no guy Hooters.
Dude. No guy Hooters?
That'll probably be called Roosters or Cocks.
Roosters.
It'll be all the guys walking around with a bulge in their pants.
That's a good
all right, so
name.
wait, how many? Okay, wait. We're almost 30 minutes into the show. That's our first cock reference for the show. There we go.
Wait.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Like we don't drop a cock reference every episode. So there you go.
I didn't even notice that.
So that was A+. Hooters was an A+. Shout out to everybody working there. They were really sweet. They were really nice. The accents were killing me though in North Carolina. Because like when I got there at night, and then I really didn't go anywhere till the next the day after the next. So I kind of just forgot where I was at. And then we went to the supermarket. Like I'm hearing all these accents and like, yo, some people's accents was so thick. I didn't even know what they were talking about. It was like, you know, I was like, what? And the guys responded like, yo, how are you even talking to this man? It was crazy, man. But it was. I had a lot of fun, and I had, like I said, I had a really good time bonding with my dad. Me and my dad have grown closer over maybe the last 4 years. Like now we have a really, not like we had a bad relationship before, but we grew, I think, a lot closer over the last 4 years. Like we text more and we talk more on the phone. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. And we had a great
fell into the whole father-son stereotype.
What, guns? Yeah, we had a great guys day. Bullets, boobs. Yeah, for real. It was great. Bullets, boobs, and bros. No, he don't drink. I don't think he doesn't drink that much either anymore. He used to throw it down. He don't really drink that much. His stomach. Yeah, if anything runs in the family, bad stomachs, bad hearts. Bad stomachs and bad hearts. So
bad stomach, bad hearts. We'll keep that in mind for you.
The break was good. I got to finish a couple books that I started, but other than that, great. Oh, now I'm drinking. And now my dad. I'm drinking root beer like my dad now. All of a sudden,
disgusting.
I went over there and I started drinking root beer. Now I'm drinking it like every freaking day.
Wow.
Like father, like son. Turn into my dad.
Kind of root beer.
A&W. The one that all the murderers like to drink. I'm working on an episode about like killers' last meals. I think it's gonna be the next episode. And like almost everybody had A&W root beer, all the murderers. It was wild. So it makes you think like what came first? Does the root beer make you kill, or do the killers? Why don't you answer the question, Mo? You're a murderer.
I don't drink root beer.
So you're one of the killers that don't.
Nah,
interesting. You never had the. You never.
Are those killers black though? Or he's only just white? Cause maybe we do different things.
I think everybody on the list was white, pretty much.
Yeah,
I think the only black guy on the list didn't have. He didn't want. No, the two black guys on the list didn't have anything. Actually, they didn't want to eat anything. They didn't want to eat anything. So you're not a fan of. I used to hate root beer. Now
I'm not a fan of root beer.
Now I'm throwing it back.
Disgusting.
It's real. It's growing on me. I'm getting old. Getting older.
You're getting older, man.
So how was your break, Crow?
Oh, my break was fucking how you say
what do you
eye-opening.
How do you say, what do you trying to talk another language now? That's what like people that talk other languages. How do you say?
I didn't have the fucking words for it. I mean,
trying to translate to another language. How you say?
For me, it was a lot of awareness. Like I just gained a lot of awareness because of losing my sight, and then I had to be put in a situation where. Previously, before I lost my sight, I was like working at the school. I was doing all these other stuff, podcasting, and then all of it just got taken away from me. So, and I don't know how to live life without no sight. So that was really hard to put myself, like I'm sitting here thinking every day, like, what's the use of me? Like, what's the purpose of my life right now without sight? Like all I know how to do is live with this. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden it's gone, and I have to constantly lay down, sit, and just be in this zone. So the challenge for that was I didn't want to get myself down. So what I just started doing at that point was just start listening to stuff like books, audio books, spiritual books, like, just meditation, history stuff, just to keep myself entertaining. Just whatever I knew I liked, I had to just dive into it really hard just to keep myself from like going crazy. But as time went on, what was really cool was that like everybody here was really supportive. So I really got closer to everybody in this house, just Jasmine's family in general. And everybody was going through their own shit. So what surprised me later on was that like I had to rely more on my personality, more who I really was, instead of what I thought I was, and rely on just like how I talk, how I make people feel better about themselves, how I encourage other people to do their own shit. And that's basically how my relationship with everybody in this house turned into. Everybody was just encouraging everybody to step up as parents or friends or family members, and everybody just did their part. So that was really cool. Patrick, he was depressed, and then got him out of his depression, and I was starting my own stuff for like recording podcast stuff that I still have in a lockbox. So it's just all about looking inside and just being aware and just separating myself from my thoughts. Because if I didn't do that, it would have been a problem.
But your vision is back now.
Yeah, for the most part. And next month I'll be having, I have one glaucoma doctor in October, this appointment that I have to do. And then after that, just have a surgery.
Oh, did they schedule the surgery?
No, it won't be until after I see the appointment next
Oh,
month.
okay. Because I know you've been waiting for that
Yeah.
surgery for months.
I know.
I think
I
for like
was
2
very
months.
upset. Yeah, because the lady said she had to do the whole appointment and everything else like that, and she didn't do anything. It was a whole month, and I kept messaging her on my chart like, "Oh, da da da." Me and Jasmine, it was like she wasn't doing anything, so it was whatever. But it was eye opening. I feel just a lot of things mentally changed and how I just move and just see things now, and just a lot of practicing mentally and going, and connecting, clicking with God in a different way than I've ever did before.
Nice.
Just like,
Clicking
okay,
with
really
God.
digging inside.
Nice. If you're a listener of the show, you should know that you came on the show with your vision not well. You came on like right after you first like went totally blind, and then it was coming back, and then I think when we got off the air, it went back down. Right?
It went right back down.
And then it came back
then
up.
It was longer too. The second time it went away, much longer. So that was the scariest part because I was like, oh, this is permanent? Like, is this permanent type of feeling?
Scary.
And that permanent feeling was actually, it's something that, and I tell people now, like, I needed that. In reality, spiritually, I needed to lose my sight because it was just for me to really look at myself and just see like what was things that I realized. I was like, yo, that's not who I really am. That part is fake. This part is real. This part is fake. This part is real. And then really narrowing down, like, oh, damn, I'm acting this way for this reason. This is what I really am into, what I'm not into. This is how I really see things. And just having that and just looking into yourself. Like, I know I'm rare enough that not everybody can get to that point. And I'm able to do that. Not everybody else can just get into a situation like that, their lowest, and be like, oh, I can get out of this. I know I'm rare, and I know I'm blessed for being able to do that, but that was just like the best part.
And what was the biggest thing you learned from that experience?
That I was just really just not being myself at all. Like, really not being myself.
And you learned that because you had time to sit down and like think about that. Because you had no time you couldn't do anything else.
Yeah, like everything was auto. I didn't realize how much everything was on autopilot, but everything was just on autopilot. And I had to like sit with there and be really honest with myself and my habits and say, oh, no, that's not, you don't even talk like that. Like there's a lot of things people don't even recognize about me that I'm like, no, I just did that for, just because I was worried about a certain perception or what people thought about me instead of me just being myself. So it was things like that.
Interesting. We don't really get time to think about that stuff in the rat race if you're just going from your job to doing this to doing that. That's why meditation is very important because you get time to relax and think about that stuff or let that stuff come up. It's important to have that quality time by yourself. I love doing that. So like I'm big on that. Just I always try to carve that time out. And it's even good like if you just want to play a video game, but then keep your mind on not necessarily on something, but let that stuff kind of roll around in your mind and think about the problems or dig deep and stuff. You don't necessarily have to do it in a situation where you can't do anything. You could do it on the train. I used to, you could just do it in any situation. So it's always good for us to take time to do things like that, to dig deep.
That's a fact.
And go inside of ourselves. So you're making
really
some changes.
Important. It's really important. That's like you said, it's just so important to just get to that mindset. And I hope that anybody else who may be feeling like that just really just takes a separated. Because for me, I was forced to not watch TV. I was forced not to do any of the stuff like that. Just even like there would be days where I just would not even have my phone because I didn't know how to use voiceover. Right. So I was like, oh shit, like what am I doing? Like what am I gonna do for my entertainment? I can't walk outside or anything. And even now, like I'm so used to not like watching TV or YouTube, like I'm just like separating those things and getting into like other habits, like less media and to like set up a schedule for TV and shit like that instead of just indulging in that shit because it's just like there's so many fucking books that I want to read and start off. I'm like, yo, there's so many
books out there for free. So many books out there for free that you could be reading. Yeah, one thing I like to do, I'm not gonna dwell on this too much, but one thing I've tried to do ever since I was maybe in my 22 or something like that. That if I have like a really strong impulse to do something that's not necessarily helpful, like let's say overeat or go play video games for 12 hours and drink a bunch of soda, just do something that's not necessarily, that's totally going to make me escape reality. And I know that I'm doing that impulsively. I have learned over the years and I've tried as often as possible to stop myself before I do it and figure out why I'm doing that. Because obviously there's a deeper reason you're trying to escape that moment. You know, you're thinking about something or something happened that triggered you to go do that. Not saying you should never do it again, but you should definitely dig into why you're doing certain things that maybe aren't helpful for you. You know?
No, it's just so funny that you said about the food, because my thing was opposite. I will only eat maybe a meal a day and then like a bunch of snacks before. And when I lost my sight, one of the biggest things I had to change from, and I really was passionate about it, was changing my diet, smoothies and shit like that, drinking more water and teas and all that shit like that. And I was recognizing like, oh, I don't eat. I figured out why I don't eat a lot of meals. So I just stepped that up more and more and more. And it's been much more better for me to like, indulge in food more and not think about my food habits back in the past. So once it was things like that, I was like, oh man, I really don't eat a lot and I really like food. What's triggering me for not having an appetite? Yeah. And it's not even that I didn't have an appetite. It was a mental block there that I didn't even recognize was there until I actually sat down with myself like, oh shit, that's that trauma from the past.
I got that maybe like 2 years ago that started for me. So over this last time when I came back from my second vacation from New York, I don't think I mentioned it on that show, but that break is when I started eating again. Like I really made a conscious effort to try to eat 3 times a day. So I gained a little bit of weight over the break, and then I lost a little bit, but then I gained a little bit of weight over this vacation. I brought a scale. I started eating a lot more over this vacation. So I did the same thing that you did, but I do it because it's the same thing, because sometimes I just won't eat because I'm distracted, but then there's other times I'm not eating because there's a block there. You know what I mean? Not to get too deep into why or the who or the how, but you know, there's reasons you're not. Oh yeah, there's a reason you could also be abstaining for something like that. You know, instead of you not just always engaging in something, but you could be abstaining from eating, or maybe you're not sleeping because there's a block there. You know, like you said, or something's rolling around in your head. So I worked on that too over the break. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear you're doing well. How did Jay take all that?
And the vision, oh man, it actually just made our relationship much closer and like ways beyond I didn't even recognize. Because my mindset as a man is like, I'm useless. Like, what the fuck? I can't go to work. I can't pay bills with her. But in reality, what she did was just like hold me down mentally and emotionally and gave me that space to just fucking process all that shit.
Hey, so we like to hear, baby.
So she's MVP all day, because like, you know, I'm gonna be honest. There was points where I just needed to fucking cry when she gave me that space to just cry. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So that, like, for anybody out there, if you have a partner that's not even, you don't even feel like you're comfortable enough to do that with, let them go. Because if you can't even do that, trust me, I am not a crier. Anybody that knows me know that I don't cry. I'll get mad at you. I'll just shut down and walk away. I don't cry. I just hold that shit in. So just that one moment to just like let it out, because it was truly frustrating and I deserved that for myself, was amazing. She held that shit down so well.
Very wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. So it strengthened your bond.
Yeah, definitely did.
Look at that. Me and you are on the same page. We always on the same page. Strengthening bonds over the break, eating over the break. That happens a lot with me and Mo. A lot of similarities. We'll come back and talk about, I'm doing the same thing right now. Or I'm doing the same thing that you're doing. I didn't cry over my break. I probably cried like twice over the break. I cried last night like a baby because I saw that. I was telling Pastor today, there's a kid, he has like terminal cancer or something, and he couldn't do his last wish, which was like to go to a haunted house. So his family in 2 days set up a big, huge parade on his block. Like they shut down the street and everybody came in Halloween costumes and like cars and trucks and all these vehicles, and they just gave this kid a crazy Halloween parade just for him. I'm watching this at 3 a.m. just crying my eyes out.
Yo, that's valid.
That's valid. Oh my God.
There's been a lot of moments like that recently for me that's been like, I've been like getting closer to just crying. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, what's
sensitive?
Up? It's surprising me, actually.
I don't know. I got to start doing something about that. I'm getting a little too sensitive. So, Pastor, you are about to go on break. What's up with that? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty tired.
Yeah, I can imagine. You said you wanted to go to the gun range and have an accident, so that's not usually a good sign.
I'll help you with the accident, Pastor.
Well,
I think that would be a great headliner.
Well, it wouldn't be your first murder.
No, it won't.
I was very, very ill last week.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, that
shit.
was crazy.
Was he? I didn't know this.
Yeah, I either had food poisoning or some type of 24-hour bug, and I was vomiting. I had diarrhea sometimes at the same time,
Oh,
and
that's the
I
worst.
never had that. Thank God.
Nah, you really? You lucky
Thank
bastard.
God. I never had the 2 for 1.
the retching was so violent that I pulled muscles in my back and around my ribs.
You too old to have experiences like this, man.
You said you vomited
Man.
7 times, right?
At least I don't know. You asked me to give you a number, and I'm like, I don't know, 7.
You gave him a holy number.
I don't think I ever vomited more, maybe more than 3 times in a day. That's
I don't know. It was just
lucky.
I was just hanging on the toilet, asking it just to be over.
Doing all the prayers
Ass
you were
up,
singing.
face down.
You were singing hymns.
Yeah.
On the cross, on the cross.
Well, I was in another preacher's house besides. I wasn't even home.
That's even worse to be sick and you're not even in your house. I've been there. That sucks.
Yeah. And he's like, "How you doing?" And I guess I was saying, "Oh, I'm all right."
Oh,
yeah,
God.
you're all right. What did he feed you?
Well,
It's something he made you.
It wasn't that.
No, it wasn't that.
I got to see the beginning of it because he called me. He was like, "I had these sausages at this diner. They're not sitting well." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." And then 2 days later, he's like, "Yeah, just vomiting my guts out." Horrible.
That's like when I had the jerky.
Oh yeah, when Mo had when I first came down, like my first week, Mo had the pork jerky when we went to the Italian restaurant. He's vomiting in the freaking bathroom. I go in the bathroom, like, let me check on Mo. I just
That shit was ridiculous. That did not sit him well.
And that jerky was so good. That was like the best pork.
So
I never had pork jerky. But that's the best pork jerky I ever had. That jerky was amazing.
Really,
and then all of a sudden, I lost taste for it. Like I just stopped liking it.
I had it for a while though. After you gave it to me,
and I left it out. I needed to drive home 3 hours.
Oh shit!
And after all that happened, and so I stopped at a truck stop.
Oh man!
And because I saw that the gas price was good, and they had a Wendy's. So as I'm pulling up, I see that they've got strawberry frosties, and that sounded good. Out of
so
anything
good.
that I was gonna put in my body at that point,
there's no way you had
good.
a strawberry frosty, bro.
What's that?
You had a strawberry frosty after that?
No, I didn't because after I filled my car up, I go around to go to the drive-through, and this big truck is in the drive-through lane doing this work, and I'm like, out of all the days to be blocking the
Why
drive-thru,
would you have dairy though? A frosty?
I don't know. It just tasted.
That might have been a truck.
Good.
That might have been a truck from Jesus Christ.
It might have been.
You would have been vomiting on the highway. A frosty?
So a few miles down the throughway, I ended up getting a Sprite from McDonald's and a crispy chicken sandwich.
That's a little better than a freaking frosty.
And that was the driest, awful sandwich I think I've ever eaten from McDonald's. But at that particular point in time, it was the most delicious thing I've ever eaten.
Because everything came out. You weren't even eating for like the last day.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
That's crazy,
I'm so glad
person.
you didn't have that frosty because that did not sound like the best idea.
And maybe it wasn't.
After vomiting all damn day. No. So what are you going to do on your break from your show, from the No Name Yet podcast?
Well, I'm hoping to redirect that time to writing all the things I need to write to finish my certification as a chaplain.
Nice.
Awesome.
I haven't been able to sit down and find the time. So we're after next week, I'll be on break until the 3rd Friday of November.
So
that's a great break.
What is that, a month? No,
A month and a
That's
half.
about
Month and a half.
Yeah,
Okay.
a month and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking a page out of the GKB book, huh?
Yeah.
Month and a half is good. It's like the perfect amount of time. 2 months too long.
Catch
Month
up
and a
on-
half, just right.
Catch up
Yeah.
on everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need
get
to
some of
to
that-
watch Ray Donovan. Is what you need to do.
You need
Bro,
to finish Cobra Kai.
If any,
That's what you need to do.
fuck Cobra Kai right now. If anybody's listening here from like a hospital bed, you broke your leg, you're in the bed, you're bedridden, you can, or maybe you're on a long break or something. I don't care what it is. You just have a lot of time, and you finished all of our episodes, by the way. Well, except some of them. Some of them suck. But if you finish most of our episodes, watch Ray Donovan, one of the best shows ever. You need to watch that show. Awesome. Guys,
On
You
Showtime.
fucking Khalid.
yeah, the guy's a freaking Hollywood cleaner, Hollywood fixer. I think I talked about this on the show before. He fixes
You
people's
did.
problems. Awesome show. Guys getting shot, guys fighting, people, getting extorted. Grim,
Where
great.
can we find this on, Gritty?
I don't know
It is-
because it used to be on Peacock, so now you got
No,
to
it's
fucking
on
figure it out.
Showtime.
Yeah, I don't know. So somewhere. I told
Because
Pastor like months.
I subscribed to Peacock to watch it, and then I found out it's no longer on Peacock.
Oh, you took too long.
Oh.
Got to
And
strike
I
while the
think-
iron's hot.
I think Peacock stinks. There's,
Nah,
I found
nah,
one thing I was
nah.
willing to watch.
Which
So
is,
What was it?
Oh shoot, what was the name of it now?
It doesn't even matter. It wasn't good enough.
You don't even
No,
know.
no, I actually did like it.
Battlestar
What was her
Galactica.
name?
Man, Peacock got exclusive, had Black Phone exclusively, which was great, which you need to watch. Also, y'all need to watch Black
Fantastic
Phone.
movie.
We're not even going to get into the
Fantastic.
review
Oh,
here.
Black Phone is on there.
Nope.
It is
Oh.
on there now, yeah, but it's on HBO Max
It's
too.
still
I
on
think,
there.
now. Yeah, because my Cemetery Girl is
Yeah.
watching on HBO Max. Listen, we're not
Okay.
going to get into the review right now, but Black
Nope?
Phone,
Okay,
you
fine.
need to watch it. It was way better than I expected. Awesome movie.
What I'm proud of is the first horror movie that I watched before Gritty. So which I was
Yeah, that
really
was the first
proud
horror
of,
movie that
'cause-
you were like, yo, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch
Yep.
this. It was
I was-
good. Kid
and I'm-
gets kidnapped, and
I'm
I don't
glad
usually
knew that
like
you liked it.
like kidnapping, kids getting kidnapped or whatever. I thought it was gonna be a lot darker of a movie, but I told my dad to watch it. He's like, oh, I don't usually like stuff like this. I'm like, it's not as dark as it looks actually. Like you don't see nothing really that crazy happens to the kids. It's really all all insinuation, I guess, until there's like maybe one or two parts where you see something go down. But other than that, it's a sick movie. You need to watch it.
Tell me he liked it.
My dad, he didn't watch it yet. He's probably never gonna watch it. I'm
Oh.
like, please watch it, please.
Oh,
So-
it's better than what you think it would be.
All right, I still maintain that Peacock really stinks.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
But
I haven't watched much on it.
I watched a mini series called Angeline.
Okay, sounds great. Is it sci-fi?
No, it was based on a true story that this woman Angeline became famous for being famous.
Oh, my mom was watching that.
Yeah, she started fronting a punk rock band, and then she got somebody to buy all these billboards in Hollywood with her picture on it. And like some people would ask, like, why is she famous? And then other people go, because she's Angeline. And if you just watch her story, it's pretty outrageous, really.
Wow.
I think
I wish I could explain it better,
Ray
but-
Donovan sounds way better. People getting extorted, people getting stabbed, people getting shot.
Yeah.
People getting
I liked it.
hit in
Though.
the head with bats.
Well, I'm waiting for my Peacock subscription to run out.
I don't know
so
why. It's good.
Then I'll subscribe to Showtime and
And
watch
then it's gonna go to Netflix or something. It's gonna go somewhere else. Everywhere you go, then it's gonna go back to Paramount Plus, which you just stopped. They're gonna get it. You gotta get there while the iron's hot, man. Well, we hope you enjoy your break. Are you gonna go on like any excursions? You already
I
did.
So let's go to the shooting range.
I don't have
Dead
any
ass.
planned.
I'm not going here. Yeah. Nothing.
Me and you, Pastor. Let's go to the shooting range or golf. Which one?
I'll go golfing with y'all. Let's play golf. Let's go bowling. Actually, I've been
I've
wanting to go
always wanted to
bowling.
go
Can we go bowling?
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
bowling.
we
Let's
Yeah,
go
we can go
bowling.
bowling.
They got one in the mall.
Yeah, we
We
can
just
go
passed
bowling
it.
again.
Me and Pastor just passed it.
Yeah, we'll start with bowling, then shooting range, then golf.
I'm sick that day. I'm off.
Why shooting range? Why are you sick for the shooting range with us?
I'm not trying to end up on the news.
No one.
I got two live wires with me. I got a murderer and a guy who wants to be murdered. I'm not going anywhere near that gun range. I'm good.
I've only shot a gun once in my life. I'd like to try it.
Well, you guys have fun.
A few times.
Let me know how you guys come back on the show. Whoever survives, and let me know how it went. You guys let us know how it went.
Pastor, me and you, Pastor. It will be so good. I'm excited.
Now listen. Over this last couple of weeks, I've seen some things that made me shake my head, and I'm going to share them with you right now. Okay, some things made me SMH.
Can I get ice cream now?
No, we're almost done. You got to comment. You have to comment as well. You're part of the show. You're not in the peanut gallery.
Got to.
Listen. Oh, let me tell you this. One thing I've been watching a lot. This is out of left field, but usually I have these little obsessions for a while. Oh, it's almost hurricane season, so I'm going to be watching the hurricane show, the hurricanes live. I love to watch the reporters out there, the all-night hurricane watch. You already know I love that. Yeah, we're out here. The hurricane's going to come through. They get to interview people, and then you see the guy.
I'm hoping that the Gritty Knows Best guy blowing in the wind joins us.
Yeah, and then, for that, because that's a pretty old reference that I just said. That was season 1 where I talked about that.
Yes.
How, since I was like, maybe for the last like 5, maybe even like almost 10 years ago, there would be this, if you go on YouTube or Periscope sometimes, there would be like all night, like live streams of a hurricane, of whatever news places around you. So let's say it's, 7, whatever. There will be like a live stream of whatever 7's playing. The guy's out there talking to the people. He's blowing around in the wind. They're showing trees fall on people's heads. And then in the chat would just be insane. Like it would just nothing about the hurricane. It would be just people disrespecting each other, people disrespecting the news. Oh, to get this fucking guy out of here. He's a piece of shit.
Last time it was me and this other guy talking about marijuana.
Yeah, it's just conversation about everything else. If you're talking about the hurricane and something outrageous and disrespectful. And I've been doing that for like 10 years or something like. And I always find it though. I told them I always just end up finding these streams where it's just a bunch of lunatics in the hurricane chat. I found it the first time for Hurricane Sandy on Periscope, and then like every year after that, when there's a hurricane, I'll like kind of just like go look around, and then I'll find a stream, and sometimes it'll already be jumping, and then sometimes Puerto Rico
get hit with one right now. Right?
Yeah, but I can't find a stream for that. So then sometimes I'll go into a stream and I'll start it myself and I'll start talking shit. And 2 hours later, everybody's in there just going crazy. People are getting banned. It's always, and then you just watch the hurricane with everybody. It's great. And then at the end, it was, it's great to meet you. See you later. See you on the. I remember one time I met a guy from like 2 years before. It was like, oh yeah, you're the guy from this guy. You just start talking shit about the news anchors. So that's one of my things. But my other new thing is watching Disney vloggers now. That's right. I'll be watching people go to Disneyland and Disney World. My new favorite channel, Ordinary Adventures. Shout out to them. They're a couple that goes. They're really good. Oh, you watched them already?
Yeah.
They're fucking sick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they do unboxings. They go to Disney. They try the drinks. They eat the food. They buy the merch. I love watching that. I started watching it because I was watching the Halloween ones, and then all of a sudden now I'm going down this big rabbit hole. I didn't know how big the industry was. There's like
crazy
tons of Disney vloggers, and it's like a big deal. Like there's drama in the community. People are making mad bread. Like I didn't know that this was existing. Like I'm watching all these chicks show off their Mickey ears and shit. Like this is my new thing now. This is it.
I like when they go to the Disneylands and Disney Worlds in other countries.
Yeah,
like
they do
Japan
that.
And all that.
Sometimes they'll go to Universal Studios and switch it up. They'll show off their merch. So I was getting into that. And then obviously now my phone is giving me all kind of Disney stuff now.
Let's go.
So this article came up, the first thing on the list. And it was about these special ears that Disney decided to sell. They got the Minnie ears, they got the Mickey ears. So they started selling these ears for, I don't know, maybe like the 100th anniversary. I think this year is the 100th of Disneyland. And it was these ears with what looked like to be a dripping substance dripping down the ears. And the tagline for this product was, Minnie is dripping with excitement for the 100-year ears. And everybody on Twitter was like, what? What do you mean dripping? What is she dripping? What is she dripping? Like, people are calling this the Disney Bukkake ears. Like, people are going crazy about this. What are you showing us? Oh, like they can't. Oh, it's the glare. I'll put a picture up of them. The glare is too big. I did send you this article, right, Pastor?
Yes.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So Disney's like catching all this heat online because people are like, yo, like, what are y'all talking about? That's like so. Yeah, Pastor showing the ears. I'll probably put a picture up on the screen. Yeah, they're like, this is like so out of touch. Like, you don't even do you even know what that implies? Yeah, look, it's just, there you go. So
say something, Pastor, because I can't see it on.
Oh, well, I'll show you. I'll show you. Don't worry about it.
Got you.
So people are going off on Twitter about this, and eventually Disney realized their blunder, and they switched up the tagline for the ears to like something generic. It was like, check out these new cool mini ears. Like, they didn't even mention the fact that they were dripping. And then
dripping with excitement.
Yeah, and then maybe a couple days later, the ears are off the market completely. We don't know if they sold out or if they just took them off. But
you have to sell those.
They were like, nah, I think they took them off the market. The dripping ears were that did not go over well. I don't think that they should have took them. If they did take them off the market, I don't think they should have did that. People would have bought them. It was just a funny tagline that was their mistake, and they would have sold the ears anyway
for more money.
Yeah, they would. I would have. Oh, let me tell you right now, those ears were like $200.
Oh,
125 bones for I think the minis, and I think the Mickeys were a little more. It was like one of them was a little more.
You know, I like my mouse is wet. You feel me?
Okay, interesting. You have a Minnie Mouse affinity? You watch Minnie Mouse? Minnie Mouse hentai?
You know, I like my mouse
that.
Wet, drippy.
So that was great. It's just another example of how like tone deaf companies are, which we'll get to another one in a second.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that one right now. Actually, how tone deaf companies are. Pastor was here for these. These were great. We've been looking at these for months. So the first one was when we were in Price Chopper, and Pastor pointed this one out. This was like months ago. We're walking around. You know, they got the supermarket. You'll have the announcements. Oh, check out the beef over here at the butcher shop. We got it for $3. Oh, you know, pick up at aisle 3, whatever announcements they want to make. And then this announcement comes up, like every week we go. And it's like, hey, man, you love Price Chopper, right? You love coming here and shopping? Imagine how sick it would be to work here. And Pastor was like, what? That wouldn't be sick at all. Everybody looks miserable. What are you talking about? And they played it like every week that I haven't heard it in like the last 2 weeks. But it was like, hey, you love shopping here, right? Like, actually, probably a lot of people don't.
How about working here?
Yeah, first of all, a lot of people probably don't even want to be there. Like, not a lot of people want a food shop. They'd rather not. I'd rather have it delivered to my house, you know? It's not like food shopping is a magical experience to begin with. And now you want me to work here and stock shelves and deal with people? Like, how removed can you be from the human experience? So then, somebody's yelling outside. Can I get a grasp of what's happening? Nope, I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, somebody's going crazy outside right now. Hold on. I wish you could hear
the hallway echoes.
Can you hear it? Oh, no.
Yeah, I can hear it.
So then I walk into Dunkin' Donuts 2 weeks ago, and I see this big sign. You love coming to Dunkin' Donuts, right? Imagine what it would be like to work here. I was like, what? Yeah, imagine how great it'll be to make 1,500 pumpkin spice lattes before noon or before lunch. Pastor's showing the ad. I'll see if I could. If it doesn't show up, I'll put it on the screen. I'm like, bro, do you think that it's a magical experience to work like retail or to work at these places? Like maybe if I was imprisoned if I was in a third world country, then yeah, maybe I'd be like, yo, it'd be pretty sick if I worked at like, McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts or something. That'd be pretty awesome compared to where I am right now, like, suffering. But like, are they that deaf? Are they that removed from human nature? Like, do you think that's a sick job? Like, I could see like, the army, like they you see them jumping out of planes, shooting guns, saving people. They're like, yo, this, how sick it would be to be doing this? You're like, yeah, that looks sick. That looks fun.
I know, that's what we have commercials for.
That looks fun. Not like, oh, you accidentally gave me fucking oat milk. Like, seriously. And then you got to switch it out. That looks like a real joy. Insane.
Now was the woman in the picture waiting for an application?
I probably the line out the door. Now that you mentioned, that line was probably for applications. That ad is really great. Really hits it on the head. We'll get to you'll see exactly what it's like to work that kind of job in the one after this one. But here's a little, Halloween's coming up. So I was watching the Travel Channel the other day, watching a good old ghost show. I love a ghost show. I love, we're about to go into the McCreany Asylum all night long, about to catch some ghosts and shit. And then they bring out the ghost box and, is anybody here? I love those shows, right? And so I'm watching this one. I never seen this one before. I forgot what it's called. It's called, did I write it down? Spirits of Devil's Perch. And
that's a dope name.
They're doing this investigation in this place. And they're like, all right, this is the last thing we're going to do in this extremely haunted location. What we're going to do is we're going to break out the spirit box. I was like, okay, that's pretty typical. For those that don't know what a spirit box is, it's like a little radio. I have one. I just never used it. I never went to any location that warranted me using it. We should probably go to one and use it.
Let's go.
So they break out. The spirit box is this little box, and it kind of, what it does is it moves through the radio like waves very quickly, like stations and waves very quickly. So it sounds like, and then when you talk to the ghost, it'll respond, but from the radio, right? So let's say you say like, what are you doing here? And you hear playing, and it'll be like kind of like, it will be from something that's from the radio usually. Like it'll be like an announcer that will be like playing. So it sounds like somebody from the news or something like that. So that's what the ghost box is. It answers you from the radio waves, and it sounds really cool. It sounds creepy on TV because it's like, is anybody here? I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, oh shit, I don't know. They probably edit it in. I don't know, but this one, they're like, yo, we're about to do something crazy. We're about to put this dude in a chair, and we're going to connect the spirit box to the headphones so only he can hear it, and he's going to translate it. And he's going to cover his eyes with a tennis ball that's cut in half. Like he cut the tennis ball, and not the tennis ball, like, yeah, what is it? Like a golf ball in half, and he's going to stick it in his eyes so he can't see anything, and then he's going to translate the spirit box. I'm like, okay, so you're just going to take all the fun out of the fucking event. Now we can't hear what the ghost is saying. And also, am I supposed to just trust you? So you're going to come with all these revolutionary answers, and I'm just supposed to believe that that's what he's saying? So they have the guy, and he's like, there's another guy answering questions. So the guy asking questions is normal. The guy answering questions has noise-canceling headphones. So all he hears is the ghost box. He can't hear the guy asking questions. So I guess that's the setup. It's like, oh, well, he doesn't hear them, so how can he answer the questions? I don't know. Maybe they worked it out in advance. I don't know. But the guy's like, oh, what are you doing here? And the guy would be like, oh, he said he's very angry. And he's like, what's your name? He said his name is Steve. And I was like, but I want to hear it, though. Why are we reinventing the wheel if for decades they've been doing shows with the ghost box? We've heard it before. I'm just supposed to fucking believe this guy? I've never seen this guy in my life. I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall. I'm supposed to just believe this? So I'm sitting here just like, this is totally taking the fun out of the whole experience. Like, I'm just going to listen to this guy's interpretation of what this is. Totally blew it. And then the next episode, the guy goes down and uses the ghost box like normal. I'm like, was there like nothing going on in the other location that we had to break out the fake ghost box? It was insane, bro. I was so pissed. I was like, what is this, man? Don't be ruining my ghost shows. Huh?
There's things that get you upset.
And then why would you you don't got a blindfold? You gonna cut a golf ball in half and stick it in your eyes? It looked insane, bro. It looked insane. I was like, what is that? I've never seen anything like that. Put a bandana over your freaking face and call it a day.
Oh my God.
So lastly, you're gonna see what it's like. Now we're all gonna imagine what it's like to work at a place like this. Okay, like we were talking about. So this was a donut shop in Louisiana. I'm just gonna play the clip of the mayhem that went down at this little donut shop.
It's not what you'd expect to see at your local donut shop. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Cynthia Arsenault. A woman waving a gun at a Donut King store on Highway 14. And pictures of the incident have now gone viral. So what went down at the donut shop?
It all went down at the Donut King the morning of Wednesday, September 14th. And it started when Kelly Murray got a phone call.
My mom called and had the phone on speaker, and she said, "This is how crazy he is."
Murray says she heard her mother's coworker, who is also close to the family, upset and yelling, as she describes it, talking madness. So Murray, her daughter, and her daughter's best friend get in the car and head to the donut shop, as they say, to calm the situation.
So I got out the car and I was like, "What's going on, Red?" That's what we call him. We call him Red. I said, "What's going on, Red?" And he was like, "Your mama in there lying on me saying I steal."
Murray explains her and Red continue to go back and forth and admits it was a loud conversation, but there was no intention for a physical fight.
We know he's not going to put his hands on us. We're not going to fight him because we're all family at this point.
That's when a third employee comes into play.
That was in the restaurant, who called the owner and told her we were outside fighting.
Eventually, the owner and an additional employee pull up in a truck. As Murray tells us, that employee tries to ask what's going on, but the owner didn't stop to ask. Instead, this happened.
Got out the car of the passenger's seat, got to the back seat of the passenger, grabbed the gun, put the gun in the air, and shot it in the air.
But that wasn't all.
Proceed to walk towards us, point the gun at my face first. She put the gun in my face. She said, "Get the in the car, get the in the car."
Lake Charles police say the gun was fired to disperse a crowd, but no one was hurt.
Everybody was separated, so it's not like everybody was on top of each other either.
The owner, Trudy Vayon, received a misdemeanor summons for illegal discharge of a firearm inside city limits. And as for Murray, she wishes Vayon would have taken the time to understand the situation before it escalated to this.
Niggers, get out the fuck.
But my thing is, like, imagine being the guy that just came for a Boston cream. You know, you just ran in real quick for a Boston cream, and now all this stuff just cuts loose.
And a cup of coffee. That's all he wanted.
Do y'all hear about what happened in McDonald's on Delancey in New York City?
No.
Well, before you say that, I think this is a story about a bunch of people that should have minded their own business.
Like every point of the story is like, well, then this guy pulled up, and then this guy came in, and then that guy came in. It's just like this whole congregation of people. If I was the owner, I'd be pissed too. Owner. I'd be pissed if I was the owner too. I'm like,
yeah, I would. I'm not even mad at the owner too. I would have pulled up and pulled a gun out too. Like, who the fuck are you? I don't know any of you people. You're not my family. Boom, 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 boom.
Now, hell back in the store and make them damn donuts.
Yeah, get the fuck. What you doing out here, Red?
So they definitely need one of those signs. Imagine working at the Donut King in Louisiana. What were you gonna say, Mo?
There's a last week, McDonald's had a hatchet man in it on Delancey in New York City.
Oh, there's a guy running around with a hatchet, right?
Yeah.
What happened? I didn't. I saw like something about it. What happened?
So basically, the video starts off with him arguing with a few guys, and he's a pretty big black dude. He's muscled. He got a tank top on and some sweatpants. And he starts getting like jumped by these younger kids, like younger men, like 4 or 5 dudes, and they just hit him in the head, hit him in the head, hit him in the head. Some shit about a woman. And he just sits on the wall. He sits down. He's like, I'm still standing. And he just takes all the blows to the skull. He just pop, 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 all these, and they're good hits. And he's just staring at the guys. He gets up. They're recording him. He walks over to his bag, pulls out a hatchet in McDonald's, and proceeds to walk close to everybody and starts breaking the glass on the glass table.
He should have been breaking their heads.
Right there, all the dudes, they got their hands back. He walks over to the other 2 guys. Everybody scattered like bugs. Oh my God.
He didn't hit any of the guys?
He swung at one guy. I don't know if it was on purpose that he missed or not, but then he just started smacking the shit out of him with his big ass hands and started smacking. The light-skinned dude just fell to the ground. Oh man, I don't think he caught anybody.
Damn. Remember that one like years ago we were in high school where the girl jumped over the counter and then the guy, he started just beating the shit out of her with his rod. It was all over the place. I still remember it to this day. You ever seen that one, Pastor?
No, I haven't seen that one myself.
Yeah, that was a big one. I forgot. I think that was at McDonald's where the guy, I think he got arrested for it and there was like a GoFundMe. I wonder whatever happened to that guy. But that was a big one. I mean, he just laid into this broad, man. I mean, she jumped the counter. What are you gonna do? I think there was 2 of them.
Fuck you up too.
I think one jumped on the counter and stayed there, and then the other one jumped over, and he just bang, bang, bang. It's a great video. You guys should check it out. It's great. I love shit like that. Like when the guys, me and my dad were talking about this one, where the guys went into the gas station and they went to rob it, and the owner just blew the kid's arm off with a shotgun, and he's running away. Oh, my arm! It's like, well, what do you think's gonna happen? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe you go in there with a job application instead of a gun, bitch, and you'll come out with a lot better. Maybe you come out with some money.
That's a fact.
It's always great. Justice is great. So there you go. Anybody have any last words?
It's great to be fucking back.
It's great to be fucking back is a great thing to say. We miss you. Make sure you go to the Gritty Knows Best YouTube channel where you can see all the content we released over the break. Also, we are releasing the Oreo taste test next Tuesday, so you can see that. We also filmed that before the break. And we got some more stuff coming up. We got some vlogs. We got some other videos, some other taste tests that are on the way, so make sure you stay tuned to the Gritty Knows Best YouTube and go to the Gritty Knows Best Instagram. Hit us up. Keep in touch with us. Mo, what do you got?
Hey. I'm looking forward to just giving you guys some great stories throughout this season. It's definitely got a lot for you guys. Y'all gonna enjoy. Y'all love my stories. Let's go. I got some better ones for y'all coming up.
Oh, yeah. If it gets any better than the other seasons, this is gonna be good.
Oh,
this is gonna be good.
Already got a little taste of one, so it's even better. So
I did.
I am finally working on something, so I'm really excited about it. So we're going to get it. We're just going to let it come out as it come out. And on taste testing.
Get it.
I got my own thing that I want to taste out. Burger King got these little sandwiches, so I'm going to have to taste this for you guys.
Go ahead. Pastor, what do you got?
The No Name Yet podcast on YouTube, Rumble, Apple Podcasts, Samsung Podcast, and Spotify.
Samsung Podcast. That's the one?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a real thing, apparently.
Look at you. You're bigger than us. I didn't even know about that. I got to get on that.
And you can follow me at Rev Rich Moran Jr. on Twitter.
There you go. Keep in touch with the Big Rich's thoughts. You can see him. Do you show videos and tweets of you moving wood around? That's your new favorite hobby. Will you be moving wood over your break?
Wait, wow.
At some point. Yeah.
Every weekend, this guy's throwing wood around.
What's up with you and what, Pastor? Tell me on your show next time.
Oh, for those that stayed till the end, I forgot about this.
Uh-oh.
This was my favorite. I laughed so hard over the break, and this was one of the reasons why. Okay. So we're ordering pizza at the church. I'm sitting there, half paid attention. I hear Pastor ordering pizza. He goes, "Hey, let me get a pie, but no cheese and no sauce."
A tomato pie?
No cheese and no sauce. It's just crust. So I'm looking at him, And I go, same way with the elevator, which is dumb of me. I always do this. I go, let's see how this plays out. That's always my favorite thing with the girl that came up here with like everything. I just go, let's see how this is gonna work out.
That's the best way to live life, bro.
So I'm like, okay, she's like, can you please hold? And then they're talking, and he looks at me. He goes, ask everybody out there if we had cheese on the pizza last time. And I'm like, sure, I'll ask. I go, did we have, just to do it, did we have cheese on the pizza last time? Everybody's like, yeah. And then I forgot, how did that end up working out where you got cheese on it? How did that end?
I just told her that I couldn't remember what we did the last time, but they told me that there's cheese, so please put cheese on the pizza.
When I tell you, I was crying for like 20 minutes. It was the funniest. I was like, no cheese, no sauce.
Well, don't forget the second punchline.
Which was what?
When we go out, I said we're going to go pick up the pizza, and then I look at the people involved who said, "Pastor, where are we going to go to eat?" Right? I thought that they were going to be buying me lunch, and I'm like, "Any contributions?" And they're like, no, I don't got any money.
Well, the no cheese and no sauce for you. Just getting the bread. That's why he was like, "Nah, we're just getting bread. There ain't nobody chipping in."
So I'm like, I guess I'm buying everybody lunch.
Dude, that was so funny. I was crying laughing. I mean, you were just so out of it that day. You gotta be to make an order like that. No cheese, no sauce. I was cracking up about that last night. I said, I gotta bring that up on the show.
What is this? Most Boy Scout pose?
Is that I don't know. He looks like he's a wax figure, like a wax museum. That's the crows.
Is he frozen?
I don't know what the hell he's doing, but it don't matter because we about to get up out of here. Listen, Peace and love. See you next time.